Good morning, students. How you doing today? Um, I'm I'm actually not feeling very good today. I'm kind of tired. I'm a little achy from the weekend. But I'm about to do a 30-minute yoga session, and I know that the yoga session is going to make me feel better. So I'm looking forward to this 30-minute yoga session. One quick thing is I'm going to be going down towards on the mat today. Instead of going palms on the mat, I'm going to be going fists on the mat, and that's because my wrists are feeling a little sensitive. And if your wrists are ever feeling sensitive, instead of going palms on the mat, you might want to go fists on the mat like I'm doing today. So anyway, let's get started. I'm going to get started on the mat because I'm feeling a little sluggish. Starting in child's pose. And while I'm in child's pose, remember the goal is total relaxation, and then also to spend some time focusing on your breath. Deep belly inhales, deep belly exhales. So I'm going to start off with some cat and cow. Going onto all fours. Inhale, stretching our tailbone and our head up towards the ceiling. And exhale, rounding your back into your cat. Inhaling to cow. Exhaling to cat. Do one more full sequence. And coming back to neutral, I'm going to move into spinal balance. So on an inhale, I'm lifting my right arm and left leg. Exhale, lowering back down. Inhaling my left arm up and my right leg. Exhaling and down. Inhaling, switching, exhaling down. Remember to use dynamic tension with your arm and leg. Somebody should not be able to move your arm, they should not be able to move your leg. One more each side. And coming back to all
All right, so it's gonna go up into standing now. So I'm gonna lift my hips and do a downward facing dog. Walk my feet up towards my hands and do a forward fold. Inhaling, arms up, exhaling down. Next, we'll do our sun salutations of the day. Go through this one time, leading with each side of the body. Here we go. So starting in mountain. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling the left leg back into a lunge. Exhaling into downward facing dog. Inhaling up into a plank. Exhaling, crocodile. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhaling my right leg forward into a lunge. Exhaling into a forward fold. Inhaling all the way up, reverse swan dive. Exhaling, chair. Inhaling, back to mountain. Going immediately to the other side. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling my right leg back into a lunge. Exhaling, the downward facing dog. Inhaling, up into a plank. Exhaling, crocodile. Inhaling, upward facing dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Inhaling my left leg forward into my lunge. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, reverse swan diving all the way up. Exhaling, chair. And inhaling, back to mountain. I guess I'm not doing my yoga on my fists today. I guess I'm using palms. Just listening to my body. And my body said, go ahead and do it. Okay, moving into the second mountain. Now we're going to be holding poses for a little bit longer, more like 5 breaths per pose. I'm going to start off with a standing straddle splits. So starting in mountain pose, we go ahead and take a step back. So we're doing the splits lengthwise on the mat. You want your legs wider than your shoulders. And on an inhale, remembering to hinge at the hips and keep our back neutral. But on an exhale, start lowering down. And I'm very inflexible, so this is about as far as I'm able to go. And I'm going to bring my hands down to my thighs. But if you're able to go further, you could also bring your hands down to your calves or your feet, or all the way down to the floor, depending, just however far you can go, while keeping your spine neutral. And release slowly up. And just bring your feet just a little bit closer together, and then rotate towards the front. No, start with rotating to the back of your mat. And we're going to do some pyramid here. So your front foot should be lined up to your back heel. Front foot or front knee straight, not hyperextended though. Remember, micro bend. Shoulders to the front,
And then on an exhale, start lowering down into your forward fold. And then just like the last one, your hands can come down to your thigh, to your calf, to your foot, to the floor. Whatever is good for you, as long as your spine is neutral. And slowly come back up. I'm going to go ahead and try a balancing half moon again this time. So we're going to bring your weight up onto your front foot. And we're going to lift our back leg up, bring our hand down towards the ground. On an exhale, so get your balance straight. On an exhale, go ahead and start lifting the leg and lowering the hand on down. Other hand, you can bring it on up towards the ceiling. Be great. And release. Go. All right, I'm going to pivot around to the other side and do pyramid and balancing half moon on the other side. So our heels should be lined up, shoulders square to the front. And exhale, start lowering down. Trying to go down to the same level that you did on the other side. Releasing back up. Now to our balancing half moon on this side. So bring my weight onto my front foot, lifting my back leg. And release. All right. I've struggled with that one today. All right, so I'm going to bring my foot back up to mountain pose, and then we're going to head back down to the mat. So inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. And bringing your feet back into a plank. Crocodile. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Now I'm going to do kneeling side plank. So I'll bring my right knee down to the ground, and my left leg is going to stay straight with a little micro bend. Bring out my right foot for a kickstand. And now get lined up, kneeling side plank. And release back into plank, crocodile, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Now kneeling plank on the other side. So I'm bringing my left knee down to the ground. Bring the foot out for the kickstand. Right foot stays straight, and then stack hand above hand. And release back into a plank,
crocodile, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. All right, now you can either do a second set of kneeling plank here, or kneeling side plank, or try good old side plank without the kneeling. That's what I'm going to try. So with that one, you keep your feet together here. You come onto your side. And release into plank, crocodile, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Now side plank, other side. And release, plank, crocodile, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. And now walk or jump your feet up towards your hands into our forward fold. Inhaling all the way up, exhaling back into mountain. All right, excellent. That was our second mountain. Now we're going to go into our second valley, which is our balance pose for the day. And I'm going to go back and do tree pose like we did in week 1. All right, so I'm going to focus all of my energy onto my left leg. Stack up vertically, heel, ankle, shoulder, all lined up underneath. Bring my other foot. You can either bring it up to your ankle, calf, or all the way up to your thigh. I'm going to stay with my calf usually. Hands to heart center. And if you'd like, you can let your branches grow. And release. Refocus. Now I'm going to get completely stacked up on my right side. Remember to focus on your breath here. Deep, deep belly breaths all through your nose. And release. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Back into a plank. Crocodile. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. And just coming down into sitting. We go into staff pose. With staff pose, remember it's like mountain pose. You're sitting here, but your feet are engaged, calves are engaged, quads are engaged. You're sitting up straight. You're sitting here with purpose. Hands on your sides support you. I like to go fists. I think I have short arms. All right, first one we're gonna do from here is cradle the baby. And your baby is your leg. So I'm gonna bring your leg all the way up. And your foot goes in the nook in one elbow, and your knee goes in the nook of your other elbow. And you're trying to sit up straight. Connect your hands if you'd like. And release. Now we're going to cradle your other baby. Foot into one elbow, knee, other elbow. And release. Back to staff pose. Refocus. Next, butterfly pose. Butterfly, go ahead and bring your feet together. And you want to bring your knees all the way to the ground, but you don't want to push them with your elbows. You want to use the strength of your leg muscles to bring them down naturally. And then keeping your spine neutral, if you'd like, you can also do a little forward fold. That's a little too much stretch for Elliot though, so he's going to stay straight up. Feel free to hinge at the hips if you would like. Remembering to listen to your body. This stretch is quite painful for Elliot today, so I'm actually going to back out a little bit. And release back to staff pose. All right, next is incline plank. And we're basically just going to lift our hips vertical and try to keep our, go straight your ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, have a straight body all the way through. You're going to bring your arms back a little bit here. Inhale, lift your hips up. And release. Back to staff pose. All right, go ahead and lower onto our backs now, into knees to chest. And first pose we'll do is bridge pose, bringing our feet down to the ground. And this, we're just going to lift our hips and try to keep a straight line from our shoulders to our hips to our knees. Engage those leg muscles. having a strong foundation. And release. Lower your hips to the ground and your knees back up to your chest. All right, next, supine spinal twist. So I'm going to take my left leg, lower my left leg to the mat, and then taking my left hand, I'm going to put it on my right knee, and bring my knee to the left, keeping my shoulders on the mat, creating a very nice spinal twist. And release, back to knees to chest. Now I'm going to lower my right leg down to the mat. Using my right hand, I'm going to put it on my left knee. Bring my left knee over to the right, keeping my shoulders on the mat. And release, back to knees to chest. This is our last knees to chest of the day. So if there's any remaining tension anywhere in your body, now is the time to squeeze out that tension. Squeezing those knees in. Oops. Should be squeezing those knees in from inside the knees. And release. And we finish off our practice always in final relaxation. And the goal of final relaxation is to find total relaxation. Coming on back to the Titan Gym. Roll onto my side. sitting. Open my eyes. It's time to face the rest of the day. What a wonderful 30-minute yoga practice. I was hoping I'd feel better, and I do. Thank you for sharing this practice with me, students. Have yourselves a wonderful day, and we finish off every class with the Namaste. So, have a great day. Thank you. Namaste. Third yoga practice in the books, everybody. Thank you.